first to Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin on this breaking news that you're reporting, Jennifer, out of Dubai. What can you tell us?
Well, Martha, diplomatic sources tell me that the U.S. consulate in Dubai was hit by a suspected Iranian drone. It was on fire. It's not clear if that fire is still burning, but it took a direct hit, I'm told. Now, despite this attack on the U.S. consulate and also the U.S. embassy in Saudi Arabia yesterday, I'm told from a senior U.S. military source that the waves of Iranian missiles have actually slowed down quite significantly, and that is likely because of the joint U.S.-Israeli strikes on those missile launchers. The drones is a different story because they are much harder to detect and easier to launch from the backs of trucks and disguise those launches. Yesterday at the Pentagon, we were told there were 3 goals for this operation: to destroy Iran's ballistic missiles, sink Iran's Navy, and make sure Iran never has a nuclear weapon. Overnight, the president expanded the U.S. mission to a 4th goal, telling the Wall Street Journal the U.S. would target Iranian proxies in the region and did not rule out ground troops in Iran. The Pentagon's top policy official, Elbridge Colby, who has long lobbied for the U.S. to pivot away from the Middle East to focus on Asia, was in the hot seat before the Senate Armed Services Committee today.
So you do agree with him now that putting boots on the ground is a possible,
well, I mean, the president has reserved the right to
option.
The president has, obviously, as he's discussed.
I don't want to know what the president. I've heard what the president said. I want to know what you think.
Well, I'm a lieutenant of the president, so I'm keyed on his intent.
The U.S. military has sunk all 11 of the Iranian Navy's largest ships, but the Iranians still have the ability to threaten the Strait of Hormuz with an array of small fast boats and by potentially mining the strait. A word about the Iranian Shahed drones, which are terrorizing the Middle East right now. Iran's Shahed 136 drones were first introduced in 2021. They are 11 feet long and 8 feet wide, about the size of an SUV. They fly slowly, 115 miles per hour, and have a range of more than 1,500 miles. They can be launched from a commercial truck, and their target can be pre-programmed. Their flight time to Gulf states is a matter of minutes, which makes them very hard to defend against. They have been a persistent form of terror used by Russia against Ukraine. The Ukrainians probably have the most experience with how to combat them since the Iranians shared the technology with the Russians. And one more point, Martha, we've just heard from the president that the U.S. Navy may be starting to escort those oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz as soon as possible. Martha?
All right, Jen Griffin, thank you very much.